What's up, guys? Neftastic here, Rodney. You know me, and I got so much going on. I want to get on here and do a quick video. I meant to do this video when a couple of these knives came in, and I just I worked late that particular night and was just so beat and swamped from my day at work that I didn't get it done. And then I kept getting busy day, and it's been a couple of days now I've had them, and these knives come in. First two I'm going to show you. These knives came in with a trade, basically. I had a leather vest, a Harley Davidson old school leather vest with a full size big American flag on the back of it. It was their Piston brand, and it was XXL. Well, I had lost some weight and didn't fit me like I liked it. It never really fit me real good, but it's been sitting in storage, and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try to get rid of it. So I had it up for sale, and had a guy reach out to me, and he realized through, I reckon, some of the other things I had listed that, you know, that I like pocket knives. And we started talking, and he said he had a ZT, the 0561. Now this is the dark flat earth G10 front scale, show scale, with a titanium liner and a titanium rear frame lock. Pocket clip. It does have a rattle. I've seen another video. It does have a little bit of a rattle to it, but that's just an inherent flaw in the knife. That's not this knife. That's just something that I noticed, because when he talked to me about this, I started watching videos on it, because it really hadn't been in my search or looking for. But I seen it, and I was like, yeah, I really like that. I thought it was pretty cool. And you know, I don't have any ZT. Well, I have one little small ZT slip joint, but that's about it. You know, and I've used to, years ago, and I still have a few left. I had a whole boatload of Kershaws, which is a derivative or a partnership, so to speak, with ZT. But anyway, I talked to him, and he found out that I had a YouTube channel, and I did knives, and he said he had a buck Talon, an 808, and I could, he would take either one for the trade. He would do the ZT for the vest, or the buck Talon, which is this baby, for the vest. And I was able to talk him in to sending them to me. Now, we both worked on the trust, which is something that there's little of in this world, but I reckon my vibes were good, his vibes were good, and we decided to trust each other. And of course, it went through without a hitch. He sent me both these, and I sent him the vest. He got his vest a couple of days sooner than I got mine, but that was strictly a USPS ordeal. But no worries. I've been needing to do this video so I can get it back to him, because I had to make a choice. Which one was it going to be? The buck Talon, which is a big, super bad to the bone blade that I absolutely love. And if you can tell by my voice, this is what I'm keeping. So I'm going to be sending the ZT back to him. So if any of you guys, I think I might have somebody that might be interested, but you never know. So anyway, this will be going back to him, because even though it's a nice knife, it's got a real hard detent, and it is a thumb, not a thumb destroyer, but you really got to get your thumb there just right. I mean, and I'm a thumb stud guy, but sometimes detents are different. This one's about tuned the same for both the flipping action and the detent. It's a nice bearing knife. It's got nice bearings in it, which I love. I love washers, Teflon, phosphor, doesn't matter. But this one happens to, I believe I haven't had this apart. I believe this is a bearing knife. Yeah, this is a bearing knife. I don't know. I haven't had it apart, but I'm pretty sure it's a bearing knife. And I'm just going on and on. I love the styling of this machining, coming from a standpoint of someone that would have to make this. I could not do this manually. This is more than likely, this is on a 2-axis machine, possibly, in CNC. I don't know. When I say 2-axis, I'm talking about X and Y, of course. Z is So really a 3-axis, I guess, depending on how you look at machines. I look at machines different than some. But this is done in a CD, like in a 3D program, you know, in a SolidWorks. It's creating, it does all this contours, and it sweeps in and out, and does its thing. I'm not a CNC guy. I have run a conversational, and I'm actually, not to change the subject, I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Update on the Demko D-shaped pivot is going to happen, because with the great help of a friend, a buddy of mine at work, we are setting up, and I'm going to get a program created, and I'm going to be able to run the D-shapes in the aftermarket or replacement titanium scales made by me. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, because I got some other news on the update. So I hope you can stick around and watch this video. I'm going to try to make it quick through these. This was the ZT0561, and while I do like the knife, I don't see this as being a keeper for me. And while these are sort of rare, they do pop up every once in a while. So I just decided not to get that, because this is the Buck Talon. Now this comes, you can't really get the full spectrum of this thing. If I can get this to zoom out a little bit, you can see my nasty desk, because I got a mess in here. Okay. If I get it in picture. It's a big blade. Okay, it is got the hard case scabbard sheath with a soft nylon multi-attachment point. It's got a little zip cord that snaps in, or draw strings in place to keep tension on the scabbard for the blade, the handle. And this, guys, this is an apocalyptic killer. This is zombies are chasing you. You're not worried about people shooting guns at you, because guns win in knife fights, okay? But when the zombies come to life or whatever, and you run out of bullets, this is something you would want to have on you, because this is bad. This is bad in a good way. It has these staggered cut, big, thick profile, alternating angle teeth that would chop through or grind through some wood in no time for the bigger logs in your campfire. Then we have about a 2.5, 3-inch area here that's serrated, and a nice long edge with a chisel tip front leading edge, and a fuller groove the entire length of the blade. This is USA Buck. This is the 808. It says plus. I don't know what the plus is. When I've looked it up, all I find is 808. And the blade steel is the Boss heat treat. It's 5160. I've read different, when I was looking this knife up and the guy told me about it, there's a couple people that said this is micarta, and a couple sites that said this is G10. I think this is G10. I'm pretty sure this is G10. It's very firm and hard. It doesn't have any softness to it like my micarta does. So I'm pretty sure that this is micarta. Now it has a multiple level patterning that does, as it comes up, it goes in and it creates the contour, but it's not as smooth. You can actually see all the different cuts and serration that adds for optimal grip. So it's really grippy. And then it also has these pre-cut out areas, these circles, where I can also imagine you could wrap it in paracord if you wanted a more fuller, softer grip, depending on what you were using this particular bladed tool for. Because this is not really a weapon, it's a tool, right? But I guess you could use it as a weapon. And with our current world, you never know, we might need to bring out the knives. But all jokes aside, Mr. Nathan, this is the official video. Thank you for sending these out to me. I really, really appreciate it. Enjoyed checking out the Talon 808 and the ZT 0561, but I'm keeping this one, and I'll be getting this one to you very, very soon. thank you and God bless you. All right, now that is it for the 2 show ups in the mail that I meant to do an unboxing with, but like I said, I was tired. Real quick, I want to show, and this is how slack I am, I still have not mailed this guy's knife to him. I know he's never going to send me another knife, but I love you, Scott. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is a very, very nice knife. Now, this is a China knife. It's the quality on it is lean in hand. It's almost sort of kite finish feeling a little bit. Not as lean. You know, he was talking to me. He said something about a Sabenza feel, and I can actually get sort of a Sabenza vibe off of it. But not really. But, you know, of course, you know, a knife is a knife is a knife is a knife. They're all similar in one way or another. They all have a blade, they all cut, and yet they can be drastically different. But some knives share certain elements. And this is a very, very nice little knife. It's not a great big knife. It hasn't worn in yet. You know, I've basically been walking around the house with this little bit here and there. No real carrying, no real cutting, because I wanted to keep this knife in pristine condition for him. You know, it's got my hands on it, but I love their black wash, their stone wash on their black titanium. I imagine this would also be just absolutely stunning and gorgeous in a black wash blade, but I don't know. But anyway, that is the WE Subjugator in M39 CPM 20CV. And also, that gentleman sent me, this was last year. Now, he sent this in for review and told me to hold on to it and keep it or whatever for a while and see what kind of patina. You know, I've wrote with this sometimes, you know, a little bit here and there. I've kept it inside of my little bug out bag on my little, where I keep my notepad and stuff. And it basically goes in and out of the truck with me every day, but it doesn't get a lot of hands-on use. It has patinaed slightly. In other words, it's gotten, I know my cameras aren't really showing it, but it's gotten darker. The action is still great. It has, a couple times I've tried to write with it and it didn't do so good. It's like it froze up or it was dry for a second, but then it started working again. So, you know, it picks up pretty good. It writes. So, I love it. I really do. Well, I don't love it. I reckon I do love it. I love it. I love everything, though. You know, we're supposed to love everything. There are some things I don't like as much as other things, like the ZT and the Buck. I think I love the Buck. I like the ZT. But I wanted to show this real quick and do that video show and tell. I should have done a better video of this, and maybe I still will. I don't know. But I wanted to show that because there's a possibility I will probably be getting these in the mail tomorrow from my buddy Scott. Okay, now, last but not least, because we're already getting on up there in time, update on the Demko 80 20.5 titanium scales. Alright, 3 things have happened since the video released the other day. I am going to be making titanium backspacers. Check, that's done. I had people in the comment section talk about it, and I'm sure it'll be a popular option. So my material should be here Tuesday or Wednesday of next week for the titanium backspacers. I'm getting enough material. I should be able to make about a dozen, maybe. But I'm only going to have 4 or 5 knives available, and I think I got all those spoken for, but more will be in the works. I say knives, scales. I'm not the whole knife, just the scale. So yes to the titanium backspacer. That is an additional cost above and beyond the titanium scales, but it'll match. And I'm going to give me some feedback in this video. Would y'all like a factory style with the jimping cut into it? Or do you like some sort of a jimping or a grouping or a flat or smooth? Or, you know, what are you guys interested in? All right, answer that question, please. All right, again, I told you earlier, D-shaped pivot is going to happen because I'm getting the help from a buddy of mine, and the D-shape will be done and part of the batches. It won't be in this one because this one's already done, and I can't undo what I've already done because I can't put metal back in. This thing about with machining, guys, in case y'all don't know, you can't, there's certain things you can do and you can't do. A 1/2-inch pin will not fit in a 1/2-inch hole. It's just not going to happen. You might try to cram it in there and you'll have little success, but you won't have success. So when it comes to machining, you got to look at how you attack it and how you look at it and how you set things up and what feature you do first, and there's protocol to follow when it comes to machining. So sad for me, the one I'm keeping and going to be doing modding, and it's going to change as we evolve, will not have the D shape, but I'm not worried about it. Okay, then I have ordered washers that will work with the factory bearings, and I'm also in the process of trying to get a couple orders of the skiff bearings for the Demko 8020.5 in. So, and they will be part of the sale with the scales, because you're going to get upgraded scales, washer, and bearings. So you'll get the full experience. And then also, if you want for the additional, we'll add the titanium backspacer. I am also working on, not this first few sets, but I am working on doing interior lightning pockets to take away from the weight. For you guys that asked, I thought I showed in the last video, as you see this knife now, it's 4.4 ounces. Pretty sure that's what it weighs. If I can get my thing turned on. Okay, 129 grams, 4.55 ounces. Yep. Okay, so it's not too heavy. I want to say the weight of the factory one was a little bit less than that, but not much. I mean, it's real close. So, update on the titanium scale Demko. Again, the only thing that's really happening is on the models I'm releasing now. D-shaped pivot, yes. My washers will not be here, so unless I make custom washers in-house, which I'm thinking about trying to do if I can get a machine open. That's the thing about it. Sometimes I can't get a machine open. I know how to machine them. It's just a matter of tearing somebody else's setup down to be able to do it. I might not be able to do, and a lot of times machines are left set up. With that being said, the washer might not happen. So it might be your balls, your bearings, your bearings running on the raw titanium to begin with. But if we work out I might work out a deal with, basically you would have to send me the scales back if you didn't want to wait. And what I have to do is I have to machine the interior pocket that's on, is basically the bearing race that's on the titanium. I'd have to machine it a little bit deeper to allow for the thickness of the washer, which is not much, but it's enough that it has to be done. The knife will not work unless it's modded for the washers to fit, because you got a certain stack up you have to meet, and all the numbers have to be right, or you get a crappy action knife. And I know none of you guys and gals want that. So the first releases will have D-shaped pivot and possibly a backspacer for an additional charge, but everything else is staying the same. Future editions will have upgraded bearing, possibly add on additional, or use factory bearing with the washers in the titanium to allow for wear, D-shaped pivot, and I'm looking at making some clips, but I don't have the material, and it's something else I got to order. So right now it'll be set to where, you know, like the factory one comes with a right and left, and you'll just be able to use it. Next thing is, I will need, for the individual people that make the order, and I don't think it's something that I mentioned to the few people that have contacted me so far, right now I'm leaving it with no lanyard hole. So for aesthetic reasons, no lanyard hole. But if you want a lanyard hole, it's no problem. I'll throw it in there. There's no extra cost or nothing. And also with the titanium backspacer, and a lot of you guys will probably disagree with me, but I'm a machinist. I have been for 30 plus years, and I feel like I'm right. I know I'm right. So whenever I make the backspacer, because this is an item that doesn't see industrial processes, it's never stressed to the point to where it would fail. The backspacer will be replaced. With this plastic backspacer, there's these D-shaped holes that the barrel nuts, sleeves, whatever you want to call them, inside here are D-shaped so they can't spin. So when you tighten the screws down, they tighten within each other, and when you loosen them up, they come out, and the little pivot stays in between. With the titanium backspacer, there will be no barrel spacers. The titanium itself will be tapped. It'll be drilled and tapped, or threaded, if that's a better word to use. And these screws will screw directly into the titanium backspacer. That does two things. It allows for correct alignment, because of my tolerances and the holes and everything I'm fitting together. It allows for it to fit, and fit only pretty much one way, the right way. So with that being said, that's the additions that are being done and additions that are in process. So that's what I got. It's long-winded. Thank you so much. I probably talked too much in this video. I'll make another one if necessary. Ask questions and let me know what you think. And this is Rodney. I missed it, didn't I? There we go. Fantastic. With some titanium. All right, guys. God bless. Have a great weekend.